And trees in the road after a cold front sweeps across southeast Texas Sunday. A look at the areas hit the hardest and how many people are still without power.
Plus, a Nederland church is declared a total loss after a fire Sunday morning. Why investigators say that it was difficult to put out the flames, and what's next for the congregation. And
with freezing temperatures still an issue this morning, some of you may be dealing with frozen or leaking pipes. As we get above freezing today, what to know to protect your pipes. 12 News Daybreak starts now.
That radar is looking pretty quiet this morning after it was a rough and windy and wet Sunday. But now sub-freezing temperatures are the big concern. School districts, including Beaumont, PNG, Port Arthur, and dozens of others, they are closed because of those dangerous temperatures and potential for any icy roads out there. Now, we have stories from across southeast Texas, from that dramatic church fire in Nederland to how people up in the lakes area forced to handle the freeze without electricity. Thanks for waking up with us here on 12 News Daybreak. I'm Mark Armstrong.
And I'm Tia Johnson. 12 News is your weather impact headquarters. We'll have more on the school closures and power issues in a moment. But first, let's get a look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. He's been monitoring the storm and temperatures all weekend. Jeff, how long can we expect this cold?
Looks like we'll stay below freezing till about mid to late morning, maybe lunchtime, and then we'll get up above freezing for today. So whatever little bit of ice there is around southeast Texas should be gone as we head towards the afternoon. Also, we have some cloud cover now, but we are expecting some sunshine later on today. Right now, we're at 24 in Woodville, 25 in Jasper, and then 27 Silsbee and Orange, as well as Port Arthur. Beaumont's at 26, and Kirbyville currently at about 26. You factor in the winds, which out of the north at 5 to 15 with some gusts over 20. It feels like the teens out there if you're heading into the wind. 13 in Jasper, 17 in Beaumont, 16 in Port Arthur. Feels like 19 in Orange. So you need the coat this morning, gloves, hat, the whole deal if you're going to be out and about, maybe heading off to work. As we look at our day planner, still in the 20s by 9 a.m. and then by lunchtime, though, we'll be above freezing and expecting those highs up around 40 for today as the clouds break up and we'll see some sunshine with those north winds between about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Another cold, hard freeze for tonight. We'll be talking about that, and we'll look at your 7-day forecast for maybe some colder temperatures again on the weekend coming up in weather.
All right, Jeff, let's go ahead and check in on those power outages this morning. This is the Jasper Newton Electric Co-op map right now. About 1,200 people in Jasper County without power. About 450 of those homes and businesses in Newton County affected. At its peak, there were 9,000 customers total that were out of power. As for Entergy, only a couple dozen are still in the dark over in Liberty County. And almost every school across southeast Texas has canceled classes today, including Beaumont ISD.
Now, Evadale ISD is doing a delayed start instead, but Liberty ISD is also canceling classes tomorrow. And you'll see a list of closures rolling at the bottom of your screen. You also scan the QR code right there to download our app or text the word closures to 409-838-1212. We'll send you that full list. Now let's move on to that church that caught fire yesterday morning. It came as a shock for many at 7th Street Baptist Church in Nederland.
Yeah, thankfully the pastor there, Kevin McWilliams, says that they already have a new place to call home for now. 12 News reporter Daniela Tapawara-Palau, she has more on how he and the congregation are doing.
The police came to my front door knocking on it and said our church was engulfed with flames.
After spending hours Sunday morning battling flames, this is all that's left on the 7th Street Baptist Church in Nederland. Fire Chief Terry Morton calls it a devastating loss.
The 7th Street Baptist Church has been a big part of the community for forever. Really sad to see it burn this morning.
Chief Morton says callers reported seeing flames shooting from the roof. He says although crews were able to contain the fire to the attic, it was too late. It's a loss now being felt across the community.
I've been a part of this church since I was born, really.
A church that once held lots of beautiful memories for youth pastor Adam McIntyre.
Gave my life to ministry in that church, got married in that church. My wife and my youngest son both got baptized in that church. Just lots and lots of rich history there for my family.
A rich history that was lost, but not entirely, according to Pastor Kevin McWilliams.
Well, luckily, praise God, the building is not the church is the people. And my people are resilient, and we will get up, seek God's will, and rebuild and press on.
And while the fire may have destroyed the building, support is already pouring in even from as far as Dallas, allowing the congregation to get back on its feet for the upcoming Sunday service.
That's been our spot on the block for a long time, and we intend to be back there, but that's the goal, is to get back to the same grounds.
And according to Pastor McWilliams, the congregation's going to be meeting at the Old Mid-Jefferson Hospital for the next 3 months. They're also asking the community to help with donations, and we have information on our website, 12newsnow.com. And in Newton, a mobile home on Meek Street was also severely damaged in a fire Sunday. According to our friends at the East Texas Banner, an animal knocked over a space heater that had been left out on the porch. Luckily, no one was hurt there.
7:05 right now. If you're using a space heater inside to keep warm, listen up. The Jasper Fire Department is urging you to use them safely before disaster strikes.
Should be at least 3 to 6 feet away from anything that's combustible, such as curtains, tablecloths, bedding, pillows. So you want to make sure you have plenty of space for any combustible materials and anything that may tip over. If it tips over, be sure to unplug it from the wall immediately.
It says another concern is generators and ventilation.
Don't put them in garages or closed spaces trying to power your home because those carbon monoxide gases can easily slip into your house and do a lot more damage than people think.
Remember to be careful with any fire source, including candles or anything plugged into an electric outlet. And when temperatures finally climb back above freezing, some people could be dealing with frozen or even burst pipes.
Yeah, that's right. 12 News reporter Derek Jones, he joins us with what homeowners need to be watching out for and what to do next. Derek?
Mark and Tia, this is something a lot of people don't think about until it's too late, especially if you have a home with pipes that aren't insulated. When water freezes inside pipes, it could cause cracks or breaks, even if everything seemed fine overnight. Once temperatures climb above freezing, leaks can suddenly appear inside and underneath homes. Homeowners with exposed pipes, older plumbing, or homes on piers are especially at risk. Experts say adding insulation could make a huge difference.
When it gets real cold like this, that's when we start to see systems get overworked. They start making weird sounds, then they start breaking down, whether it's blower motors or igniters, because it's firing all the time to try and keep up with how cold it is outside and just regulate how comfortable you are in the house and keep up with the temperature.
Plumbers say if you have a home with pipes that are not insulated, then you should check for leaks, including under the home, in the attics, and around exterior walls. Plumbers say the biggest thing this morning is don't rush it, turn your water back on slowly, and take a few minutes to look for leaks. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
Thanks, Derek. Now to a heroic rescue in Tarrant County where a convenience store worker saved a woman from that bitter cold.
Yeah, it was all caught on camera. Here's Adriana D'Alba with our sister station in Dallas.
Front door open.
Yes, sir, Mrs.
Inside Evans Food Mart. Community.
We'll talk on a daily, like, hey, how you doing, Ferris? How's your day?
Is cultivated.
All right, y'all be careful, guys.
A place where store clerk Ferris Hussein knows every customer in South Fort Worth by name.
So that's Netta Powell right here.
Knows their stories, too.
If they come here on a daily, I know them.
During this winter storm, that welcoming spirit
Looking out, bro. Yeah, I appreciate you, brother.
may have saved a life.
I was just scared.
Scared for one of his friendliest regulars, an unhoused woman named Bobby.
Even her being on the streets, she'll be the one to help out other people.
By Friday, Bobby was struggling to walk in the cold. And the next night, another regular rushed into the store, telling him Bobby was found laying outside nearby, motionless. Ferris rushed to find her.
The second my hands touched her, it was like, you know, frozen solid.
This is the moment he carried Bobby into his shop, a rush to get her warm.
She's like, hey, I love you, thank you so much, thank you so much.
He stayed with her until paramedics came. She was taken to the hospital.
Oh, so you're a hero, huh?
No, don't say that now. I really don't know what to say. Like, you know, we help out people in our community regardless.
It turns out
I just got too cold. That's all I got to get going on.
Bobby isn't the only person he's helped from the cold.
I was like falling down and everything, and I feel like I was gonna die.
Marlon was led into the food mart to get warm too. He has no family, no home.
That's all I got.
For those who have little, the community built here means so much.
If you had more people like this, it'd be a better world.
In Fort Worth, I'm Adriana D'Alba.
It's 7:09 right now, and we are working to learn more about a private jet that crashed in Maine last night, which has It is registered to a Houston law firm. Now, details, they have been hard to come by overnight, but here's what we know so far. 8 people were on board, and that's according to the FAA, though it's not clear what their conditions are this morning. The plane, it was taking off from Bangor International Airport. That's about 2 hours north of Portland, Maine, and the crash happened around 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Here is audio from air traffic controllers talking on the radio about that crash.
All traffic is stopped on the field. All traffic is stopped on the field. Aircraft upside down. We have a passenger aircraft upside down.
All right, that plane is a Bombardier Challenger 650 business jet. It's owned by a Houston-based law firm. That's according to the FAA records. Now, a representative of that firm said last night that they heard about the crash, but they couldn't provide any further details. Now, a sergeant with Bangor Police Department there says that the weather may have been a factor in all this.
So we were called out here around 7:45 for the report of a single aircraft that had gone off the runway during departure. Certainly the weather is challenging. I'm sure everybody experienced it driving in here to just check out what was going on. I'm sure it'll continue to be a challenge throughout the night and throughout the day tomorrow.
All right, coming up next here on 12 News Plus, families in North Texas taking advantage of the snow. We're going to take a look at all the fun they had this weekend and try not to be jealous here. Still ahead as well, an impressive climb and a viral toy for the Chinese Lunar New Year. Your trending news is coming up. Your time 7:11.
Share your pics and video with 12 News. Just go to the Near Me tab inside the 12 News Now app and click Share with Us. To the spot welders and forklift drivers. To the pipeline technicians and plant operators. To the chemists, custodians, and contractors. And the engineers, pilots, and wellhead pumpers. To the people working day after day, keeping our Power City rolling, 12 News is telling your stories.
Extended the temporary restraining order.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue, filtering out rumors, and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers.
Taking on the story from all sides and all angles with award-winning coverage.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Southeast Texas is a Power City, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
It's time to honor our local educators with the 12 News Golden Apple Awards. Once a month, 12 News will surprise an educational staff member who has gone above and beyond to make a positive impact on the lives of Southeast Texas students. Nominate your educator by going to 12newsnow.com/Golden Apple to do your part in showcasing the heroes that make a difference both inside and outside the classroom. The Golden Apple Awards every month on 12 News.
From Dallas to Houston, San Antonio to Austin, it's the news that moves all of Texas. Texas News Now. One power-packed hour with enough Texas news to fill a 10-gallon hat. Your top headlines, weather alerts, and big travel updates. No matter where you're headed, across town or across the state, we've got Texas covered. Texas News Now, weekdays noon, only on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Welcome back, and while many of us are staying warm indoors, others in North Texas, they did something you don't normally get to do here in the Lone Star State, go sledding. Sean Giggy, he spoke to some of the people who took advantage of the snow and ice this weekend.
Every winter, it may sound like we're beating the same drum. Icy bridges, roads, sledding, but of course, this is not actually all too common, and when you have something uncommon, you have to take advantage.
It's no solar eclipse.
You ready? Yeah. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Hello!
But it is just as rare. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Sledding!
It's like not every day that it's like this.
It rarely snows in Texas, so you have to take your opportunities.
Last time we had the winter outage, he was 2 weeks old.
Some people couldn't believe their eyes, but their tongue?
When I tasted it, then I was like, it's snowing.
And when it snows, a flurry of children blanket Flagpole Hill in Dallas.
It's a lot of snow.
Using whatever works. Boy,
This is so fun!
does it work.
It helps you like go faster, I guess.
It's it's really, really fast.
How fast?
I fell off my sled like 5 times.
Kids said Sunday's snow made it possible, but Saturday's ice made it incredible. The surface was largely frozen, which made sleds fly faster than a skiing bullet.
I thought I was going to be afraid, but I was not afraid.
Those who braved the cold said it was worth it
Hi, Bennett.
for a chance to get out of the house.
Dad and I can show off this horrible outfit to the rest of Dallas.
When snow comes to Texas, you don't want to be fashionably late. Because much like an eclipse, it may be a while before we see these conditions again. So now is the time to take advantage. It's freezing. Wouldn't it be nicer to be sitting at home in the warmth with a blanket on?
Yeah.
Or not. In Dallas, I'm Sean Giggy.
Reminds me of my days growing up in the Midwest, and we go sledding out there. As we take a look outside, we're looking at, don't look at me like that, Tia. I did, yeah, I lived in Kansas City. We had snow. Anyway, here's a look down towards Port Arthur. Cloudy skies out there right now, but we are expecting those to break up later on this morning into this afternoon and gives us some sunshine. This camera brought to you by Market Basket, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. It's cold, temperatures below freezing as expected this morning. We're seeing anywhere from 27 in Orange, Port Arthur, and Silsbee to about 24 in Woodville. 25 right now in Jasper, 26 in Kirbyville, also Beaumont currently sitting at 26. The problem is we have a wind out there along with those cold temperatures, so the wind chills or the feels like temperatures are in the teens right now. Feels like 16 in Port Arthur, 17 in Beaumont, 19 in Orange, feels like 13 degrees in Jasper. So bundle up, put on that hat, the gloves, everything for this morning. You're going to need it with that little bit of a wind out there. Pretty quiet right now except for that cloud cover, and you can kind of see that kind of milky white band right there across the coast. Those are kind of sliding off towards the south. They'll be breaking up a little bit later on this morning to this afternoon. And that's what Futurecast is showing, that the clouds will continue to work out of the area as we head towards lunch hour and into the afternoon. And that should allow us to warm up to around 40 degrees in the triangle. We'll see some middle to upper 30s up towards the lake. So everybody will be above freezing for later on this afternoon. And then for tonight, we'll get those temperatures back down into the 20s as we head towards tomorrow morning. So another hard freeze tomorrow morning. So you can go ahead and turn off those drips on your faucets around lunchtime today, and then later on tonight, probably late evening, you can go ahead and turn those back on and last through tomorrow morning as we're expecting some middle to lower 20s out there. So tonight through tomorrow morning, we'll have that weather impact alert because of the hard freeze. If you're going to be out overnight into tomorrow morning, make sure you bundle up again, winter coat, hat, gloves, the whole deal. Forecast for today, we'll go with highs anywhere from 36 to about 40, decreasing clouds, north winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And tonight with the lighter winds, I'm expecting temperatures to drop off more. Now, a lot of the computer models, or at least a couple of them, are indicating maybe warmer than this as we head towards tomorrow morning, but still well below freezing. But this might be a little bit cold for tomorrow morning, but we're going to go teens around 20. We might see more 20s than teens for tomorrow morning here in Southeast Texas. Tomorrow afternoon, 48, then 50s for Wednesday and Thursday, 54, 57. But watch out, mornings will still be below the freezing mark. Eventually on Friday, we'll only get down to around 40 with a high of 50, but we have a cold front coming through. And with that, we'll see cold temperatures again for Saturday and Sunday. Below freezing, 27 on Saturday and then 25 on Sunday. At least the afternoons will be well above the freezing mark at 44 and 52.
Too bad we can't get some snow and go sledding, Jeff. I used to go sledding too, so.
Thought we was tired of the winter. Now you want to get snow.
I mean, I want at least one good snow to go sledding. That's all I ask for once a year, and then cut it off.
We had one good snow last year.
Yeah, we did.
Once
in
a decade. I was here working the whole time.
Okay.
You want it every year? I mean,
I want one that I can enjoy.
Oh, so you want to be off?
Yeah, I want to be off. We're going to do that. We're going to schedule that next year, Jeff.
Okay. All right, next year.
Thank you, Jeff. All right, just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. 7:20 right now. Time for some trending news here on 12 News Plus. And while we haven't heard of any busted pipes here at home just yet, there was quite a sight outside of a Whataburger in the Galleria area yesterday morning in Houston.
Yeah, take a look at this video. This happened on Chimney Rock near Westheimer just after 5:30 a.m. Our sister station in Houston got to the scene and alerted city officials to the problem. Here's another look showing just how high that water was shooting into the sky. Wow, that's at least 50 feet. Witnesses said it sent chunks of rocks flying. The break lasted several hours before crews were able to get the water shut off.
That Whataburger needed a good cleaning, and that's what they got.
For sure. Well, one of the world's best-known free climbers scaled his way to an impressive achievement Sunday.
That's right. Alex Honnold, he climbed more than 1,600 feet above the Taiwanese capital in the world's largest urban free solo effort. Now, he got there in just over 90 minutes, scrambling up 101 stories with no rope, harness, or net to catch him if he fell. The climb was streamed live by Netflix, which kept it running at a 10-second delay because, well, he could have died. So if he fell, that feed would have cut out. That's why free soloing, it's so controversial. Many who try it, they don't live to see their accomplishment, and so many climbers and brands feel that they can't encourage it. Imagine if you were watching it on Netflix and then you had some internet issue and you thought the worst happened.
I don't want to laugh.
Don't laugh
just
like
imagine
that. Don't
if the
laugh
worst
that.
happened.
Just imagine.
You just sitting there watching, all of a sudden goes to black.
He made it. He made it. That's all that matters.
I'm happy he did.
All right. In the Chinese zodiac, this upcoming Lunar New Year marks the year of the horse.
And an unlikely toy has gone viral on social media in China. People are searching everywhere for this thing. It's a sad plush horse, nicknamed the crying horse. It was originally designed as a smiling New Year decoration, but a manufacturing error caused some to look just really sad. People love it though. They're even buying one of each as sort of a yin and yang type of thing. It's also part of a trend of ugly, cute toys like Pop March to the Labubu monster. And it really looks sad.
He looks so sad.
But the other ones look real happy.
He looks like you did him wrong. He's like,
how did you mess that up?
He's side-eyeing some people over there. He's like, who's coming at me?
Wow.
That's
all right.
funny.
It's now 7:22, taking a live look at the skies. Beaumont, Jeff Gerber will be back with another look at your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
It's time to honor our local educators with the 12 News Golden Apple Awards. Once a month, 12 News will surprise an educational staff member who has gone above and beyond to make a positive impact on the lives of Southeast Texas students. Nominate your educator by going to 12newsnow.com/Golden Apple to do your part in showcasing the heroes that make a difference both inside and outside the classroom. The Golden Apple Awards every month on 12 News.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan, kind, courteous, and safe.
We're working to get more information from Beaumont Police.
Join 12 News weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m.
keeping you informed on what matters most.
And keep you safe when weather impacts your day.
Following the excitement with your team.
Covering local issues that matter in your community.
Watch 12 News at 6 and 10 p.m. and stream on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Well, new this morning, Orange City Council, they are set to consider agreements Tuesday night that could bring major water sports events to the city this year.
Yeah, they hope this will bring an economic boost to the area. The contracts total more than $62,000 for 3 large-scale events at the city boat ramp. Under the agreements, Pro Water Cross would host a jet ski racing event in March for more than $26,000. The Deep South Racing Association would have drag boat races in May at a cost of $16,000. And the Elite Fishing Series would hold a nationally televised fishing tournament in September for just under $20,000.
It's cold out there this morning. Temperatures in the 20s, 26 right now in Beaumont, 27 in Orange and Port Arthur. Up in Deweyville, Guy reporting about 24. Jasper 23 in Old Salem. Stacy reporting temperatures in the middle 20s. Along the coast for today, a northeasterly wind at 15 to 17 miles an hour right now at Texas Point. Water temperature in the lower 60s there. Small craft advisories in place thanks to a north wind at 15 to 20 knots. Seas from 2 to 4 feet. Sunshine breaks out late this afternoon. We'll see some choppy weather out there on the or choppy seas out there on the inland lakes and bays. Next high tide is coming up this morning, 11:16. We'll see another one at 6:53. Won't see much of a sunrise this morning at 7:09, but we will see that sunset tonight at 5:48.
Coming up on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, power outages swept across southeast Texas Sunday after the cold front blew through. How counties across the 409 are holding up this morning.
Plus, an Nederland church has declared a total loss after a fire Sunday morning. Why investigators say it was difficult to put out the flames, and what's next for the congregation.
And with freezing temperatures still an issue this morning, some of you may end up dealing with frozen or busted pipes as we get above freezing today. What to know to protect your pipes.
7:27, taking a live look at Port Arthur. We'll be back with more news and weather in just a few. Well, the radar is looking quiet this morning after a rough, windy and wet Sunday. But now sub-freezing temperatures are the big concern. School districts, including Beaumont, PNG, Port Arthur, and dozens of others are closed today because of dangerous temperatures and the potential for icy roads. We have stories from across Southeast Texas from a dramatic church fire in Nederland. Child people up in the lakes area may be forced to handle the freeze without electricity. Thanks for being here. I'm Tia Johnson.
And I'm Mark Armstrong. 12 News is your weather impact headquarters. We have more on these power issues in a moment. But first, let's go ahead and get a look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. He has been monitoring the storm and temperatures all weekend. Jeff, what do we have, a hard freeze this morning? How much longer on that?
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to wait until maybe around lunchtime before we get above freezing. Right now, we're well back into the 20s, especially Jasper and Woodville. They're at 23 right now. Then 26 through Beaumont and Kirbyville, 27, Silsbee, Orange, and also Port Arthur showing about 27. The problem is some of the winds out there. We're having some winds gusting from about 5 to 15. You add that into the temperature, we get wind chills, and it feels like 13 right now in Jasper. It feels like 16 through Beaumont and Port Arthur, and it feels like 19 in Orange. So have the coat, gloves, hat all ready to go for this morning. It is cold out there. Now, temperatures do rise through the 20s into the upper 20s, around 30 degrees by 9 a.m. and then we'll be into the lower 30s, lower to mid 30s by lunchtime, so above freezing. And then we're sunshine breaking out later on today. We'll see temperatures climb up to about 40 degrees for today. So not looking bad as we head towards this afternoon with, like I said, plenty of sunshine and those north winds anywhere between about 5 and 10. Looks like as we head through the next few days, more sunshine, warmer temperatures, but we see another cool down coming this weekend. We'll talk about that coming up in weather.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Well, let's check in on those power outages this morning. This is the Jasper Newton Electric Co-op map. Right now, altogether, there are about 2,400 people in Jasper County without power and about 1,000 in Newton County. At its peak, there were around 9,000 total. As for energy, only a couple dozen are still in the dark in Liberty County. Across Texas, power outages affected at least 70,000 customers yesterday. Holton Pepper was in Tyler and Newton counties all weekend, speaking to neighbors.
The residents of Tyler County say that Entergy had originally told them that the power would be restored to the southeast area of Colemanile at around 10 a.m. But when I went out there at around 2 p.m. this afternoon, locals I spoke with were still in the dark. Luckily, some had generators to stay warm. Obviously, others were not as fortunate. Now, most folks say that they have an issue with the way that Entergy has been operating within the area. But resident Leon Sunday, however, says he knows how hard they are at work to get the power restored to that area.
Well, I've seen their trucks running before the storm and getting staged in, so I know they're staged in places to work on them. And it just takes time to get them lines back up. They work around the clock when they have to. I've had no problem with them. They come out when I call them and do what I need to have done.
Sunday and his wife use well water in their home. They say without electricity, the pump in that well does not work. And for a lot of Colemanile, they can say the same. So getting the power back on remained a must.
And that was Holton Pepper reporting. While the lights are back on for many in the area, Entergy says the power could go back out with the freezing temperatures and weighed down tree branches.
Well, meanwhile, it was a busy day yesterday for officials in Jasper County as extreme cold and ice caused power outages and tree limbs to snap. Now, we spoke with Beech Grove Volunteer Fire Department Chief James Gunter. He says ice on trees there were weighing them down, creating big problems. It caused thousands of residents in Jasper County to wake up in the dark Sunday, many dealing with other problems.
The limb that broke off of it went through a person's roof at their house. Water weighs 8 1/3 pounds per gallon. So however many gallons accumulates on those trees and freezes, that's how many times 8 is what the weight is that it's added.
Residents are asked to report any downed lines or tree limbs to their utility company and stay far away from any problem areas.
Well, 7th Street Baptist Church in Nederland suffered a devastating loss yesterday morning. Firefighters worked in freezing temps to save the church from burning down, with crews from Nederland, Port Neches, Groves, and Port Arthur helping out. They were called around 6:30 a.m. after callers reported seeing flames coming from the roof. Nederland Fire Chief Terry Morton says it was contained to the attic.
The 7th Street Baptist Church has been a big part of the community for forever. Really sad to see it burn this morning.
Well, luckily, praise God, the building is not the church is the people.
And Pastor Kevin McWilliams says thankfully no one was hurt. He had already canceled in-person services because of the weather. There's still no clear cause of the fire, but the ATF is investigating.
And in Newton, a mobile home on Meek Street also severely damaged in a fire Sunday. According to our friends at the East Texas Banner, an animal knocked over a space heater that had been left out on the porch. Now officials believe it then caught the front of the home on fire. Luckily, they say no one was hurt. And when those temperatures finally climb up back above freezing, some people, they could be dealing with frozen or even busted pipes.
12 News reporter Derek Jones joining us in studio with what homeowners should be watching for and what to do next.
Mark and Tia, this is something a lot of people don't think about until it's too late, especially if you have a home with pipes that aren't insulated. When water freezes inside pipes, it can cause cracks or breaks, even if everything seemed fine overnight. Once temperatures climb above freezing, leaks can suddenly appear inside and underneath homes. Homeowners with exposed pipes, older plumbing, or even homes on piers are especially at risk. Experts say adding insulation could make a big difference from keeping your pipes from freezing.
Adding insulation is great to pipes. You know, keeps the heat in the pipes here. Here you've got a boiler system, so keeping those insulated is great. Keeping water moving, if your house happens to be without heat for a day or two, opening up your faucet a little bit, just allowing a trickle of water out can help keep those pipes from freezing. It's a lot harder for moving water to freeze than standing water is.
Plumbers say if you have a home with pipes that are not insulated, then you should check for leaks, including under the home and in attics and around exterior walls. Plumbers say the biggest thing this morning is not to rush it, turn your water back on slowly, and take a few minutes to look for leaks. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
Well, for some, a day spent indoors or doing some remote learning isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, ABC's Danny News shows us how these families took things a step further.
During a weekend when brutal winter weather impacted millions, many across the country tried to at least have a little fun. In Texas, an Austin woman skied down the street.
How many times have you been down the hill so far?
Meanwhile, in Kentucky, the Louisville Police Department engaged in a little snowball fight. Before retreating down this hill and definitely not wiping out at all. However, in Philadelphia, this pair of Vikings had no problem tubing down the rocky steps in an inflatable rubber ducky. Speaking of animals, Lulu the cheetah cub enjoyed some pets and purrs at the Cincinnati Zoo. And Astoria, the famous wild turkey of New York that I once fed peanuts to, strolled around a park in Lower Manhattan. On the subject of the Big Apple, a sign that read "Snowball Fight 2 p.m." led to a massive brawl in Brooklyn.
All right, good luck.
Which our producer Mike and his son sprinted through like the World War I running scene in the movie 1917. Of course, with so much snow, many kids just wanted to know if they would physically have to go to school on Monday. And here's one kid's reaction when he got his answer on ABC here in New York.
Do you know what the mayor announced this morning?
No.
Remote tomorrow. You don't have to go to...
Yay!
Still get on the computer in the morning. What do you think of the snow, though?
I honestly wanted it to be a little more.
And newly elected Mayor Zoran Mamdani said that if kids were upset that they had remote learning instead of a snow day, they were invited to, quote, pelt him in the face with snow. They got me! Guys.
Up next on 12 News Plus, experts say having good credit is important and can affect your employment in certain states. Details next in Your Money Matters. And still ahead, the latest on tensions growing in Minneapolis after the latest shooting at the hands of an ICE agent. It's now 7:39.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
Are you at the mercy of your bladder? If leaks are keeping you from living your best life, you should know that it doesn't have to be that way. Incontinence can be treated. Don't wait to get the help you deserve. The National Association for Continence is a nonprofit organization that's helped millions get on the path to a life without leaks. Visit nafc.org now to download your free pelvic floor muscle training kit and become the boss of your bladder.
The IRS has announced today is the opening of the 2026 filing season. Taxpayers have until April 15th to file their 2025 tax returns. The agency expects to receive about 164 million income tax returns this year, with most taxpayers filing electronically. Several new tax laws take effect this year, which could impact deductions, credits, and refunds. And from lower gas prices to potentially larger tax refunds, consumers have some glimmers of hope on the money front in 2026. But post-pandemic financial pressures took a toll on credit scores. Karen Kafa takes a look at why your credit scores matter.
The Federal Reserve Bank of New York found Americans haven't been this anxious about missing debt payments since the early shock of the COVID-19 pandemic in April 2020. Consumers still feeling squeezed by elevated post-pandemic inflation and debt that came with it.
It is a challenging time, but it's important for people to understand that they have more power over their money and over their interest rates than they think they do.
LendingTree recently analyzed records of 100,000 users with exceptional credit scores of at least 800. They found those consumers averaged $171,553 in debt, including mortgages, up 14.2% from October 2022. Despite taking on a bigger burden than a few years ago, those borrowers paid their bills on time every month. They kept credit utilizations low, averaging just 5.5% of available credit, and limited inquiries for new credit, averaging just 1.7 over the past 2 years. All key elements, Matt Schultz, LendingTree's chief consumer finance analyst, says, leading to a higher credit score.
It doesn't even have to be perfect credit. It doesn't have to be an 800 credit score for you to basically have an awful lot of options when it comes to credit cards, mortgages, personal loans, on down the line.
And in an uncertain labor market, improving a credit score could improve chances of a job or promotion. Only 11 states have laws on the books prohibiting the use of credit reports when making employment decisions, with exceptions for some roles. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
It's now 7:44 and it's cold out there this morning. Temperatures have dropped back down into the middle 20s, so you'll definitely need to bundle up. Our wind chills, which I'll show you here in a second, are in the teens. Here's a look over towards the Horseman's Western Store over in Orange. Not too many folks on the roadways. Interstate 10 looking pretty quiet this morning. Our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network currently showing 28 degrees in Orange, humidity at 83%, and we have north winds anywhere between 5 and 15 miles per hour. 26, 27, that's basically what we're seeing through a good portion of southeast Texas. 27 in Port Arthur and Orange, also in Silsbee, 26 in Beaumont and Kirbyville. Then you get up to that 190 corridor. We're looking at temperatures in the lower 20s from Jasper and Woodville at 23 degrees right now. Factor in the wind, which is blowing out of the north, 5 to 10, a gust to 15, 20. It feels like 12 right now in Jasper. Feels like 16 in Beaumont and Port Arthur, and it feels like 19 in Orange. So like I said, you need that winter coat for today. We have some cloud cover right along the coast, but that is slowly starting to move out of here. And so we're expecting some sunshine this afternoon. That should help warm us up. But a cold start out there. We'll see temperatures below freezing through about, say, 9-10 o'clock, and then we'll start to get up above freezing as we head towards the lunch hour. And then from there, those clouds really clear out, and we're expecting highs around the triangle here around 40, and then upper 30s towards the lakes area for later on this afternoon. And then this evening, we'll see temperatures start to fall again. We'll be back into the 20s, and then eventually maybe some teens up towards the lakes as we head towards tomorrow morning. I think these numbers are way too warm. I'm thinking more 19, 20 degrees out there for lows tomorrow morning. That's why we put in the weather impact alert, another hard freeze for tonight going into tomorrow. Want to start dripping those faucets again as we head towards later on this evening and through the morning hours. Also, if you're going to be out, you'll need the winter wear, the winter coat, the hat, the gloves, things like that early tomorrow morning. But decreasing clouds this afternoon. Temperature's going to be there anywhere from, say, 36, 37 in the lakes to about 40 degrees here around the triangle with a light north wind by later on this afternoon. We'll continue with north winds overnight. Another hard freeze, no rain expected. I think we'll see temperatures around the lower 20s here in the triangle and some upper teens towards the lakes. Some of the computer models indicating a little bit warmer than this, more towards the middle 20s again. We'll have to wait and see. But right now with the light winds, clear skies, we're going to go with lower numbers. 7-day forecast shows a little warmer on Tuesday at 48 after that hard freeze. Even warmer on Wednesday and Thursday will be in the middle 50s. Still with numbers in the morning up on the cold side, 28 on Wednesday, 30 on Thursday. Friday won't be as cold in the morning, but we have a front coming through, so we'll see highs only around 50. And then we'll see back to some cold numbers for Saturday and Sunday. 27 for a low on Saturday, 25 on Sunday, with temperatures back into the 40s and 50s. Now, a normal high this time of year in the middle 60s. So, yeah, we're going to be well below normal throughout the week.
Just a coat and a hat, that's all you go out there in 20-degree weather with?
It's just a quick, walk to the car and then we're at work.
I try to make the most out of it. It's like I'm going out into the, wild there or something like that.
Now, that cold did hit me. I ain't gonna lie. It do hit you. It does hit you, for sure.
6 layers, yeah. I feel great.
So I got a little walk to my car from our apartment. So, yeah, I bundle up.
It hit you?
Mm-hmm.
Gloves and hat.
North winds today, yeah.
No joke.
Yeah.
All right, we have, let's go ahead and move on here. We have breaking news with information coming into our newsroom within just the past few minutes. Now, Dimitri Oliver, he has been taken into custody and is in the Jefferson County Jail.
Yeah, he was booked on a murder charge late Sunday night, according to jail records, in connection with the April 2013 shooting death of Cody Crabtree. Crabtree died April 12th of 2013, one day after being shot in the parking lot of an apartment complex in the 2500 block of Primrose during an apparent drug deal, according to police. The case remained open and active since the shooting. Police recently reassigned the investigation, and the newly assigned detective conducted additional follow-up work, re-interviewed witnesses, and pursued leads. Across the nation now, where there's new fallout from the fatal shooting of Alex Pretty at the hands of a federal agent in Minneapolis. Family and colleagues describe him as a calm presence and a mentor who taught kindness and patience.
Yeah, but federal officials say that Pretty interfered in a law enforcement operation. ABC's Sophie Flay has more.
A moment of silence at the Minnesota Timberwolves game last night in honor of 37-year-old VA nurse Alex Pretty. In the wake of his fatal shooting by Border Patrol agents Saturday, local and federal officials today are preparing to square off in court.
I am deeply concerned about the preservation of evidence, which is why we went to court last night.
Today, state officials will ask a judge to extend a restraining order, banning federal authorities from altering evidence related to Pretty's shooting. They'll also try to convince a judge to halt the deployment of federal agents into Minnesota after 3 shootings in 3 weeks. In a new interview, President Trump says his administration is now reviewing everything related to Pretty's shooting and suggests he's open to withdrawing immigration officials from Minnesota, saying, "At some point, we will leave." No more Minnesota night! Protesters gathered in cities across the country yesterday, none bigger than in Minneapolis, where multiple vigils for Pretty were held. Border Patrol officials say the shots were fired Saturday while they were conducting a targeted operation for a man in the country illegally. They claim Pretty approached agents with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun along with 2 magazines and said agents tried to disarm him, but he violently resisted. But the video does not appear to back up those claims. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says the officers fired defensive shots.
This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at this scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement.
Thank God we have video, because according to DHS, these 7 heroic guys took an onslaught of a battalion against them or something. It's nonsense, people.
Video from the scene shows Preddy trying to help a woman who had been surrounded by agents. He appears to be holding a phone before he's shoved by a federal officer, pepper sprayed and pulled into the street, which he appears to resist. 3 officers appear to grapple with Preddy. One agent appears to repeatedly hit him. Another appears to draw a handgun, while yet another agent can be seen removing a gun from Preddy's waistband. Graphic video then shows an officer firing several shots as Preddy falls to the ground. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Well, officials there say, similar to the Renee Good shooting case, federal authorities, they have been blocked from accessing Preddy's shooting scene.
We're also learning more about Alex Preddy from those who knew him. AJ Legault with our sister station in Minneapolis has more.
Who knew him? Neighbors welcomed me and a handful of other journalists out of the cold and into their home.
I talk to Alex every time he's out walking his dog.
Really?
He lives right there.
Jeannie Weiner had seen the video of the federal agents shooting Alex Preddy, but had not yet put 2 and 2 together.
So I didn't know that was our Alex.
Our Alex, she said. Our neighbor.
That's how crazy it's gotten. That it's just getting way too close. That now it's just right here. That people that I know, good people, are being shot. And I don't think he was a threat to anybody. I don't think that he was a threat to anyone.
I live across the street and up a couple houses from Alex.
Holly Reckel is the president of the Lindale Neighborhood Association.
I'm kind of shocked. I mean, just as I learned that it was my neighbor, I was watching the videos that seemed like he wasn't a violent threat. So, and I'm shocked that this happened, actually.
Oh my gosh. All I know is that he's been a good neighbor. I talk to him over the fence all the time. He walks his dog. He's a registered nurse. I don't know what else to say. It's senseless.
7:52 right now. We'll have more news and weather next in your morning rush out.
From Dallas to Houston, San Antonio to Austin, it's the news that moves all of Texas. Texas News Now. One power-packed hour with enough Texas news to fill a 10-gallon hat. Your top headlines, weather alerts, and big travel updates. No matter where you're headed, across town or across the state, we've got Texas covered. Texas News Now, weekdays noon, only on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
To the spot welders and forklift drivers, to the pipeline technicians and plant operators, to the chemists, custodians, and contractors, and the engineers, pilots, and wellhead pumpers. To the people working day after day, keeping our Power City rolling, 12 News is telling your stories.
Extended the temporary restraining order.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue, filtering out rumors, and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers.
Taking on the story from all sides and all angles with award-winning coverage.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Southeast Texas is a Power City, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans,
We take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
Welcome back to Daybreak here on 12 News Plus, 7:55 right now. It's time for your morning rush out.
Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. 7th Street Baptist Church in Nederland suffered a devastating fire yesterday morning. Crews worked in freezing temps to save it from burning down after callers reported seeing flames coming from the roof. Nederland's fire chief says it was contained to the attic, and thankfully no one was hurt. There's still no clear cause of the fire, but the ATF is investigating.
Hard to believe, but we've got several residents with power outages this morning. This is the Jasper Newton Electric Co-op map, and right now, altogether, about 2,400 customers, homes and businesses in Jasper County without power, and about 1,000 in Newton County. At its peak yesterday, there were 9,000 customers total. As for Entergy, there's only a couple of dozen who are still in the dark over in Liberty County.
Almost every Southeast Texas school has canceled class today, though Evadale ISD is doing a delayed start. Liberty ISD also canceling classes tomorrow. There's a list of closures rolling right there at the bottom of your screen, but you can also scan the QR code right there as well. To download our app or text the word closures to 409-838-1212.
It's cold this morning, below freezing. If you're dripping your faucets right now, I do it till about noon, and then you can turn it off as we get up into the 30s and 40s above freezing. Then tonight, back to the drip, and we'll get rid of that hopefully by lunchtime tomorrow, and then we don't have to worry about it for maybe a couple of mornings. It'll get warmer towards the middle part of the week in the 50s, and then we cool off again as we head towards the weekend.
At least it warms up barely.
A little something.
A little bit, yeah. That 50s will feel like 70s.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
All right, thanks so much for watching us this morning.
We'll be back at 11 a.m.
Have a great day, everybody.